Hey everyone, it's Mari. Happy Saturday. I hope you are having a wonderful day and hopefully you're getting a little bit of a chance to do some scrappy projects this weekend. This is a very gorgeous piece of pattern paper from a previous hip kit that I received, and this paper was designed by Kim Watson. What I really love about those papers in the kits is that they are, well, they're gorgeous, but they're also really heavy. They're quite thick, and so they're really nice to build a layout on using them as a background. So I'm using this wood grain as the base for this layout today, and this is going to be a 12 by 12 layout, and I'm going to be scrapping this photograph of Bailey. I printed it in black and white, and I think it's about 3 by 4.5 or something like that, maybe a little bit longer. And I really like the dimension of this photo for this particular layout. Now, I used a sketch for this that I found on Pinterest. I forget whose sketch it is, so I will link it in the description below if you want to check out the sketch. But I have changed it quite a bit than the original sketch, but that's where the inspiration came from for this one. So I'm just going to start to create some layers, and I'm using other pattern paper, I believe from that same kit, and I can't remember if that was March. I think maybe might have been the March kit. And this paper here is another, that dark navy is another one of Kim Watson's papers. And the yellow and blue there that I'm just working on right now is from Pink Fresh Studios Felicity. And I'm just going to go around the edges of all of these smaller pieces of paper that are lighter. And I'm going to just put some ink and just as an edge, just to frame those pieces in, just so that the pieces of paper jump off the layout a little bit more. And that is, I think I'm using pumice stone, which is a distress ink there. So I'm just going to start to build the mat and the layers for the photo. And I just actually put the photo on a little piece of aqua colored paper that was from my stash, and I think it might be a pink paisley paper, I'm not exactly sure. And I just ripped it at the bottom just to give it a little more texture. And I actually put a little piece of vellum from Maggie Holmes Bloom with that gold foiling on it behind the picture as well. And you can see that Pink Fresh geometric paper I actually put through my Stampin' Up! Punch so that it's got some texture on the edge of it too, which I really like. I like the looks of that, and I think that it just creates a little more interest to the different layers of paper so that they just aren't so flat on the background. So just working on those layers for that mat. I actually did pop that photo up using some foam tape there. You can just see I'm taking the backing off of that now just to lift it up off of those different layers of paper. And I just like the way that brings the paper up, the photograph up a little bit off of the layout. So I actually, instead of using patterned paper on the layout as an extra little added detail beside the photograph, I end up using some doilies, and you'll just see me add those doilies on here right away. Before I do that, I'm going to take a couple of other pieces of pattern paper and I'm going to just make another layer for underneath that photo mat. So I took this blue piece here and I just fishtailed the ends there just to create a banner, and I'm going to layer that yellow piece of paper on top of that just so that it just brings a little more of the yellow into the layout and then more of that aqua blue other than just behind the photograph. So just to spread those colors out a little bit more, just to make the colors a little more, I guess, a little more dominant. And now you can see that Pink Fresh paper is too big, so I just ended up trimming it off the top and the bottom. Now this doily, I actually took more of that Maggie Holmes vellum with the gold foil on it, and I just cut it out in a half circle just in the center of that doily there, just to give a little more detail to the center of the doily. And then of course I also have that same paper behind the photograph, so it just adds that paper in another spot. This is a die cut from the Pink Fresh Felicity die cut pack, and I'm just going to take those little die cuts and I'm going to add that pumice stone just to emphasize the edges again, just so that they're a little more noticeable on the layout. That little die cut says, "You must do a thing that you think you cannot do." And I'm just going to be, the theme of this layout is kind of about future and having big dreams. And this photograph of my daughter is when she graduated from high school. I use a few of the Heidi Swap puffy stickers here that I think she meant these more for planners, but I just really like these on layouts too. So I grabbed a couple of those off of a puffy sticker sheet. And now I'm just taking some cork stickers from Basic Gray. This is once again from a hip kit, and I'm just going to create some little embellishments using those. So I took one of my small circle punches and I added some little circles in that dark navy paper in a few places just to bring that navy around the layout. And that sequin that you can see in the center of that cork flower is actually from Maggie Holmes, from a hip kit that we got, I think, almost a year ago. And I still have a bunch of those in my stash, and I wanted to use those up. And then I just took a little wood veneer flower. I've offset those little bits a little bit on that cork flower, just so that they, I don't know, just I think it looks a little more interesting rather than stacking them right on top of the other and putting them more centered. And I'm going to start working over on the side now. Now over on the side, this is kind of different. This is a different layout, different design from what I might normally do, but I think you'll see that it all does come together really nice as far as the balance when I'm done. So the photo is off on one side, and that 1/3 of the one side of the paper off to the left. And now I'm going to start to create some interesting elements on the other side. So I just took that same Felicity Pink Fresh Studio pattern paper that I have in the photo mat, and I just cut a strip, and I've of course taken that pumice stone again. I've added the ink to the edges of it. I've lifted up the edges of the paper just to once again lift it up, give it more dimension off of the layout, give it a little more texture. And now I'm just going to take that navy paper again, more of that Kim Watson paper, and I've actually used that same punch to create the notebook edge on it and give it more texture. And now I'm going to take the other half of that doily, and I'm going to start to create another little cluster over in the bottom on the bottom right hand side of the layout. So you can see that I added that same foil vellum to the center of that doily, and now I'm going to take another one of those Basic Gray cork stickers and create another little cluster element here, again with the Maggie Holmes gold sequin, and another one of those little small circle punches from that navy paper again. And I'm going to put another little wood veneer flower just to offset it again in that cluster, just to repeat that same embellishment that's on the photo layer to the left. And I'm going to create another one of those same little clusters with that cork sticker that's on the top to the right, in the right corner of the layout. Now I'm just going to take a couple of little pieces here. I think these are Dear Lizzie phrase stickers, and I've just created little tiny banners with that same aqua color paper, and I've just stuck those little phrase stickers on there. I'm just going to ink those edges up with pumice stone again, and the phrase stickers say, "Amazing things will happen, the best is yet to come, the dream is real." So I'm just going to put those down as text on the layout because I don't add any journaling here. I didn't feel that it was really necessary with the rest of everything else that I have going on here. And this layout is actually going to go in an album that I'm working on for Bailey that focuses on her high school grad. I've done tons of layouts for this album, and it's getting close to being done, which is kind of nice. I'm excited about that. Now she's almost done nursing, so I can start kind of doing a little bit of some memory things from nursing school too, I guess. I think I should anyways. I'll have to check out how many pictures I have. So now I'm just going to add these Dear Lizzie thickers in really pretty gold glitter, and the title is going to be Dream there, going around the edge of that doily, and then at the bottom I'm going to add the word big, and then with the word today at the bottom of the photograph mat there off to the right of the photo mat, Dream big today, I guess is what you would say the title might be for this layout. So I really liked how this layout came together. I love using a sketch for inspiration, especially when I'm not really sure what I want to do. It's a great way to be inspired. And I'm just going to add a few little sequins in kind of an aqua blue, yellow, and gold, and some splatters, Heidi Swap color shine splatters in gold and navy, and the layout will be done. So at the end of my narration here, there's going to be some still shots. And then there's going to be another frame that has my social media links. If you'd like to follow me in social media, you can check out those links at the end of the video and at the end of the still shots. So I hope you're having a chance to do a little bit of fun stuff in your scrap room today. I'm just showing you here, I added a little bit of sewing to the layout in a few little spots, and I added a little bit of yellow thread to the side of the photograph as well. So I hope that this inspired you to do something fun in your scrap room today. And I hope that you have an amazing day, and I'll see you another time. Bye-bye.